Keep your spine straight. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Take a deep breath in. Hold it there. Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahmavidvaram Sadgurum Brahmavidvaram Yo antah pravishya mama vachamimam prasuptam सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम्. Pranams to the Lord. Pranams to all the Mahatmas in tonight's Valmiki Ramayanam sessions. Am I not audible? I just got a message flashed on. Am I audible? If any audio
You're audible,
disruption is
Rashid.
okay, if any audio
Yes.
disruption is there, please let me know. Then I'll change the place from me. Namaste to everyone on this auspicious day of Vyasa Purnima, Guru Purnima. Greetings to each one of you. All of us, let us bow down together to Jagat Guru Shri Krishna. From where, from Narayana, the knowledge has been given to us so freely and incessantly, abundantly, it is just flowing in. So it's the day we have to be on all days gratitude, but specifically we remember on this Purnima, whatever undertakings we take on this day, they last longer, they go deeper. The combination of I'm trying to mute each one
Shaji,
of
you're
you.
lagging.
Am I lagging? Okay, just give me a few minutes. I'll change my place. Just give me a few minutes.
You're lagging.
I'll change my place. Hari Om. Is the connection better and I'm audible?
Yes, you are audible for now.
Okay, fine. Otherwise, please interrupt me anytime. But I hope so. Now it's stable. It's raining heavily out over there, so that could be one of the other reasons. Okay. So being back in class and after Valmiki Ramayanam session with Swami Abhedanandaji, uh, it's completely a different experience altogether. When he expounded Ramayana, it was so many angles. It was not just reading the verses and understanding the meaning, but at every step, he showed us from Ramayana, from that lesson, what I should take it in my life, how I am to gauge, there's given a role model and what changes I can bring in myself. So probably on this Purnima night, we can actually commit ourselves to how to elevate us, how to keep improving us, and in sadhana, what I can undertake. So, of course, Swamiji always insists on jap. So, if we are doing already, to increase the number of malas, but if we are not doing, then at least start holding a mala and take a mantra what you like for now on your Ishta Devata. uh, and then start, and then slowly you will start getting the guidance. So before, like today, we have to begin with 17th Sarga. We are in Balakanda. But before we go for that, I like to read some of the lines which Swamiji said during this, which were like my takeaways, and I had noted it down separately. And as and when the lessons would come from the notes, whenever it will come, we will talk about it. But somehow today I feel like it's a most auspicious day where we remember our gurus, we remember Gurudev Swami Chandrananji, who has created so many lovely Swamijis, and through them he comes to us, to that source, and we get the knowledge. So always let's associate the light and the knowledge and the darkness and the ignorance in this format. So each time we get a step of a knowledge, we step towards the light. Each time when we expand our awareness, we are expanding to that self. At the moment, it's like a concept. We have this boundary of I, me, mine, but it is expanding beyond that. And to Swamiji did that in several moments where we felt that expansion of awareness. As small as having compassion. Like sometimes no, we feel people are irritating us and we get irritated. This moment comes so many times. So in that time, if we can expand our compassion to that person, so that person may or may not know, but the result on our mind and body is our irritation reduces and we come out of that habit of getting irritated by a person, a thing, or an experience. Otherwise, in our mind, we repeat that. See, if you are not keeping this like this, and I don't like it, I am irritated. Hmm? If you don't chant it the way I say, I am irritated. That's most. It's not. We have got so many excuses. If the boss says this, I am irritated. If my subordinate doesn't do this, I am irritated. If some relative says something or comes in a certain way, I am. There are so many pockets we keep of our negative trait active by succumbing to that experience when that atmosphere is provided to us. So, being in such a kind of atmosphere, also, how it should not affect us. Ramayana is the best scripture, our history, that we've been provided with. So, some sentences I will read and then we will enter our 17th Sarga. So, when Swamiji started, he said one sentence was, Swami, the camp was in Hindi. So I'll say the quote in Hindi, but then I will translate it so that I don't lose the originality of that particular moment. Because on what moment, and sometimes how our mind is also tuned, and we grasp that. He might say so many things, but only certain things we listen to, or certain things touch us. So depending upon our complete awareness, we get the full thing, or we get the partial thing, or we get what we want to listen. So he said, संतों के मन का ही नाम रामायण होता है. Means संतों के मन, the mind of the saint itself is called as Ramayana. So it's not just the story of Ram. The minds of the, means we'll come to see the definition. He has given that also further. But I'll just hold on to this thought. He said one. Then he said, na, Shuddha Chaitanya hi Ram hai. Ram is equal to Shuddha Chaitanya, purity. Self-confidence cannot be diversed from God confidence. You cannot say, I do this, I can do this. Yes, I. It cannot be separate from the Lord. It's from the Lord's power you are deriving the power to do whatever you have to have. So that would be a complete ahankara to say, I am doing it. That is not, or I did it, or yes, I can do it. That self-confidence cannot be separated from the Lord. So between the sadhak and others, this would be the step, one small connect, that the egoist person would say that, yes, I can do it, I would do it. And a sadhak person who would say, yes, Lord willing, he would do it, get it done through me. Let him. So there is a subdued attitude, and there is a lowering of the ego when you give the karta bhav to the Lord. He says, sorrow is the name of a difference between my nature and God nature. So whenever we are feeling sad of something, we should know that we have shifted from our original nature. That is a permanent peace. And from there, we have got into a zone of sorrow. But otherwise, we should have been in infinite bliss always. ब्रह्म का ज्ञान बिसरे नहीं, वह रामायण. Means, what is Ramayana? Ramayana is that where you don't forget the knowledge of self, knowledge of Brahman. So when we are constantly in that abidance, it is Ramayana. So it's not just a now story. So it's not a story of Rama. It's something more now that is coming in. Ramante sarva bhutani iti Ramaha. He gave a definition. Ramante sarva bhutani, where you are happy in yourself, where everyone is happy in that atmosphere. That is Ramayana, he said. Don't see a situation without the ultimate cause and the ultimate effect. I got only this much, I get angry. I see only for myself. But we'll always have to keep a larger picture. With this, what is the outcome happening and what could have been the cause for it? The cause and effect relationship, we should not. What we have sown, we are reaping it. And in that bigger picture, there is something else meant. Many times when something bad happens to us, we sail through it. And then when we see back, we will feel, good, it happened. Because of that, I am like this now. Good, it happened. Because of that, something in me changed. Good, that happened. Something expands in us when we overcome a negative situation. Something expands in us. That expansion is forever. We are grateful then of that particular situation. Then he said, Swabhav acha hona means having a good nature means what? Paristhiti, manasthiti ko na gira paye, he said. Paristhiti, the situation, manasthiti, the condition of the mind, the mental plane, ko na gira paye, which cannot lower the mind. The situation cannot lower the mental status. The circumstance cannot lower the mental status. So that was such a beautiful thing. We always get lowered into it, lowered into a bad phase, something which is not according to us. In our mind, we step down. We fall a victim. Oh, this one did this to me. Because of him, her, I am going somewhere, or I didn't get a project, or whatever it is. And second, जिसके अहम में व्यापकता हो, in whose I-ness, हम में व्यापकता, you are expanding yourself. So aham is not limited to this body. You are encompassing people around you. So when that vyapakata, when you pervade your aham, pervades through the others around you, and you include and you consider them also. So this is equal to swabhavachana. So he said these 2 points, parasthiti, manasthiti ko na gira paye, or jiske aham mein vyapakata ho. I found this so profound. And now you would realize that we have not been talking 5 minutes continuously. And within this spell, so many points he said. And like that, throughout the 4 sessions in a day, some sessions of even 2 hours, like that constantly for 18 days, he's getting out all these pearls. And you keep on listening that. And each time something is in you is clicking, yes. So now aham ki vyapakata, you pervade your aham. You are expanding your awareness into others as well. You're not thinking, you're not self-centered anymore. You consider, that automatically that compassion for others come. So whether that person knows anything or doesn't know, whether that person looks in some way or some doesn't, whether that person has not started his journey and you have to interact, you just feel compassionate about it. You don't look down upon it. Or somebody who is overpowering you, you don't feel a victim also on that. You are as same. Beautiful lines. Then one beautiful sentence is coming up and it just pierced my heart. He said, you don't sleep on your bed. You sleep on your actions. What we have done throughout the day, throughout our lives, is that only fruit we are reaping. And we think God is punishing us. No, God isn't. What actions we have done, we are sleeping on that, ready to ripe. Some ripe in few hours, few minutes, some take few years, some take few janmas. But we are sleeping on our actions. We are not sleeping on our beds. So this was like I don't know what to say about this. I never thought in this. अहंकारी से कोई प्यार नहीं करता. Yes, no. Somebody is having his own baggage of ego. We just go a little away from that person. No? It's very difficult to love a person who has tons of ego on him and who can't think beyond I, me, mine. And that ahankari person, Swamiji says, दूसरे से अपनी बड़ी image demand करे. Means I have held myself so big in my mind. And I want you to celebrate and bow down to that bigness which I have held in my mind. So, ahankari दूसरे से अपनी बड़ी image demand करे. Ahankari person demands from other person his bigger image, what he has imagined in his head. So tough to be with such people, right? And every demanding person is empty, Swamiji says. So they might shout and do what all things and boss around and all. It only shows how much empty they are inside. And when we have this kind of understanding, instead of hating that person or getting angry equally back, we can only come to compassion only to them. You feel so sorry. अरे इसके जर्नी से जब कभी आएगा ऊपर आएगा. You feel let him go with his journey and he will complete his journey and soon he will realize that. So beautiful. And he said one beautiful comparison of Vani and Van. Van in Hindi means Ban, the arrow. Vani is speech. So Swami, and I have drawn over the image. The arrow has this point right in front. So it's straight. So the barn, the arrow can go in straight and pierce, but you can remove that. But Vani, he said, so I've drawn one sickle, and he said it cannot be removed. It's curved. So Vani is straight, Vani is curved. So the Vani stays. How you will remove that? So it's like a sickle, he said. So that I felt. And for all of us, probably this definition which Swamiji said is amazing, I felt. Dhairya means what? Dhairya. Courage means what? Where you don't give up your goal. Come what may circumstance outside, you want it and you hold on to it and you don't give it up so easily. So dhairya means where you don't give up your goal. Then he says, जिसका मन जितना बड़ा, उतनी दूसरे की बुराई धुल जाती है. All of us have lot of drawbacks, right? We are not without any negativities. So here Swamiji says, the vastness, bigness, largeness of our mind is that which washes other people's negativity. दूसरे की बुराई जिसमें धुल जाए. So you learn to see that person minus that negativity. So normally, ordinary, we will focus on, oh no, yeah, she crips, she lies, oh, he does. So, and we avoid those kind of people. But now we are elevating ourselves. We don't see that person with that negativity anymore. In the bigness and the largeness of our mind, that is washed away. So that means we can see only the Brahman in them, the divinity in them, that person as such, not that quality. So many times we analyze and react with the person with the qualities that they, forgetting that that same Paramatman is everybody, forgetting that God alone knows how many Durgunas I carry. We think we are good, no, always. We don't, no, हम धुले दूध के धुले हुए, we are like, we are pure. Problem is with other. Okay, I am right. But who knows what other person is perceiving us? We have no idea. So, jiska man jitna bada, whose mind is heart is so large, that much utni dusre ki dhulai dhul jati hai. That much other people's negativities can get washed into. He says samyata. What is the definition of samyata? He said, jiski upasthiti mein sheetalata. Means when that person comes in, you feel enveloped with a sweetness, a compassion. That when an angry person enters a room, everything is hot. You don't know what will trigger that anger and the wrath will fall upon God. And sometimes, some men are too angry. So the mother and the children will be quiet somewhere, not to disturb father. Or sometimes the mother can be the angry person, vice versa also. And then, when that person comes from work or office or something, you have to be in a certain way because you're expecting at what thing that rage, whether the saucer will get thrown off or the TV will get smashed off, God alone knows. But people do this. But Saumya people, Shitalata, everybody is at comfort in their own, in their own being. There is a Shitalata. There is a coolness in that atmosphere. व्यवहार में very beautiful sentence coming continuing with what we said about मन के व्यवहार में दूसरे के दोष से व्यवहार मत करो. When you are interacting with people, when there is a vyavahara in a transactional work, don't transact with the negativity of the other because that will not end. व्यवहार में दूसरे के दोष से Vyavahar mat karo. Don't transact in the transactional world with the negativity of the other person. Prasannata, he says, prasannata dharma ka beta hai. When a person is abiding in dharma, prasannata, that means there is one content feeling. There is one peace on that person. He's always prasanna. He's not an agitated person. You don't have to be aware of what you are doing. You can just be yourself in the presence of that. So a person who is abiding by dharma, prasannata is the byproduct of it. Prasannata dharma ka beta hai. Long-lasting santosh comes with tapasya. And here it is. We do small thing, but we expect big result out of it. One small good we'll do. One small japa we'll do. But we want immediate instant result of the japa that okay, some tej comes or some peace comes. No. The amount of tapasya you are doing, that santosh will grow in direct proportion with that, Swamiji says. So we'll all have to increase somewhere some tapasya. Probably today is the good day to, keep account of it. That on, yes, this Guru Purnima, I have said I do this, and before going to bedtime, I'll do whatever, one small mala. How much ever I'm tired, with full focus, I can do my Ishta Devata's dhyan for so much, and I can. And then it can slowly expand from there. So don't start too much at one go because you are inspired. Do something which you can sustain forever for the rest of the life, not a small time project. You should just aim that this project is a lifetime project. Life of solitude doesn't allow you to express. Impressions requires expressions. So this he said that suddenly today I can't take a sannyas. I've got so many impressions that I carry. And for all those impressions, I need those expressions. So in a solitude, if I'm put now when I'm not ready, I will not survive. Because solitude doesn't allow you to express. I want a certain way of saying something. I want to wear a certain thing. I want to eat certain thing. I have to go to this place, that place. We've got so many impressions which create so many different things that going to this is going to give me this, eating this, doing this. I've got so many. I'm just a bundle of impression. Then suddenly a sannyas will not work over there. That solitude will kill me. Because solitude requires your own dwelling going inside. It will not allow you to express. So he said that during, it's not for everybody easy a cup of tea to take up the sannyas. He says that ekanta, the solitude is for those who don't have vasana pressure. Now we work under the pressure of the vasanas. It's such a beautiful statement. We work under that pressure. So it is ekanta is not for us yet. So we'll have to do our actions, karmas, and get rid of those vasanas, impressions, nullify. That happens with the japa, that happens with the tapa. Where minus, I-ness is taking a second step. You are expanding your vision. You're expanding your heart. Your aham is getting vyapak. See the depth and the change. And we are just on 24th point now. When a sadhak grows, vritti becomes either Ishwarakar or Atmakar. So our thought is there. So right now the thought goes maybe around the spouse, maybe around the children, maybe around the grandchildren, maybe around the business, maybe around making the house beautiful or acquiring whatever worldly things. Our vrittis are still not stabilized that I want only God. God is also wanted, but I have got so much things to accomplish in the world. I have to become, God alone knows, a well-known doctor where people come behind me and say, God alone knows, this business. I need maybe 10 clinics open in 10 cities or 10 countries, God alone knows where, what. But people like to expand it, That's the expansions of their desire. But over here he says that sadhak would grow when the vritti, that one pointed thought. This thought is for Ramakar vritti, Atmakar vritti, Ishwarakar vritti. When that, and then you are doing your business. It's not that leaving your business. In that you are bringing the law. In that you are expanding. So that is the time when the sadhak grows, he says. Beautiful sentence. Paap punya se nahi jata. So we think we have done whole life so much of papa. Now let's acquire do some punya. That punya is not going to negate that papa. Swamiji says. That papa, that action's phala will come when it has to come. This punya's phala will come when it has to come. So, paap punya se nahi jata. Paap won't go by doing so much. That much job, that much tapasya, that much thing has to be done, has to be done. There's a long process. More than help, Swamiji says, more than help, see the difference of the words, learn to serve. Yes. We say, no, I help this person, I help that person. Who are we to help? We serve this person. There is a big difference. So Swamiji says, more than help, learn to serve. Do the seva. So help and serve. Where something is, you are keeping your intake that I have got something and that's why I'm doing. But in the serving, the other person is giving you opportunity to serve. Beautiful. Spiritual ambition will take you beyond material ambition, he says. So our ambition, we don't know where to put our goal. We will have to learn somewhere that what I want out of this life. How many material now I've been doing all the life, what I've been doing. Has that giving me any lasting happiness? This question should bother us. So if I'm going to do that same thing, then I'll be getting that same thing. Where you have expectation, there you will get negligence. He should do this for me. When I do this, when I become this, she should do this. You just be expecting from others. They may not even think the way you are thinking and they have no other intention. They would not do it probably. And you will feel that you are neglected very badly. But they don't know that you are thinking that you were expecting this and they were supposed to do this. The expectation, you will get negligence. Because it's in our mind that that person should hold this. It happens so many times in marriage. Oh, they didn't do this for me. I am whatever, booba, poofa, masa, masi, God alone knows what all relations we carry to the bride or the groom, and we expect that we have to be treated in a certain way because I'm from whatever groom side or I'm bride's this or whatever. Apeksha jitni zyada, upeksha utni zyada. How much more expectation, upeksha, negligence will be there. Very beautiful thing. आपकी वृत्ति जैसी जैसी बदलेगी, आपकी परिस्थिति वैसी वैसी बदलेगी. Beautiful. आपकी वृत्ति, your thought flow, जैसी जैसी बदलेगी, how your thought process begins to change. That accordingly, आपकी परिस्थिति वैसी वैसी, the things around you would change accordingly. So right now we are in this atmosphere, probably our thoughts were in that. Right now I'm experiencing something, my thought was around that. So what paristhiti, what situation we want, we should develop that into our thought level first. As our thoughts change, that paristhiti would change. So that much is the power of our thought. So if we are if we are thinking we have got a very bad life situation, probably we are holding that thought, always something bad will only happen to me. Nothing good has happened to me. Oh, now this will only happen. Now we develop these thoughts of fear, and we think very low of ourselves. We are not exploring our divinity. And then we get caught up into something which is very small, which we should not. And that is the story we keep telling to us. So, whether we are talking of money, whether we talk of a relationship, whether we talk of a health, different people want different things and different things to enjoy in life, but that is that same story. This is my story that I want probably this from my spouse. This is my story where I want to earn a lot of money. Once it is, after all, one story, it's one paristhiti. Problem is the same. Then I'm not thinking of the Lord. I'm not thinking of my abundance. I'm not thinking that I am happiness. I am going out. So that thing in the head has to change. So, aapki vritti, the thought, your thought, jaisi badlegi, how that thought begins to change, aapki paristhiti, the things around you, वैसी badlegi. Something that we should take up. Huh? These are words coming from Swamiji, means experiential knowledge. It won't be something vague. And where we are stuck, we actually see. We blame so many people. We blame even ourselves. We kick ourselves. We make and reduce ourselves so pathetic condition. How I can smile on that? Actually, not necessary. It is so useless because that thinking itself is wrong. When we are this big divinity, when we are having abundance, we are actually asking very small things. Can't resist over here, but to talk about the wedding of the wedding of this planet. So when people can't imagine, they talk, no, oh, so much is spent, so much is spent. Yeah, but even we spend so much, right? And sometimes people take even loan and spend. But this person has not spent even 1% of his whatever he had, of what he has. Means look at that. So this abundance also people cannot imagine that there can be such abundance. And then they talk negative. So if we can't imagine this worldly abundance, this is what my connect to that wedding is. That people felt disgust of that wedding and they started criticizing or whatever. But I'm thinking the other way. If this material world abundance we couldn't imagine, how can we imagine his abundance? Where are we? We got shocked by this abundance. We thought, wow, this can happen. We thought, how can somebody have? So if it is again still a material, so you can think of the highest of the material, we can see and visualize and not even, fathom that how much a person, if it is not even 1% of the total wealth, then how much it is. If that we are not able to imagine of a finite person's finite wealth, then infinite, how are we going to imagine? What is it? That infinite we are. This thought, it's very, it should make us smile only that, Hare kaise buddha hai, where we are stuck on some small thing, where we can, we can just be happy without anything, means with everything. It's like that abundance. It's not to hold something on the material. So, vritti needs to be changed. Paristhiti is changing. Very beautiful. Now, who is Sant? भगवान की प्रसन्नता का मूर्तिमंत फॉर्म संत है. When भगवान की प्रसन्नता, when Bhagwan is happy, when Bhagwan is content, that murti manta, that means that form that comes into that form, that formless which comes into the form is Sant, who is a saint. Saint is that form of the Lord when the Lord is most happy. Beautiful. So when saints cross our path, when they are in our life, But Lord is happy with us, so we are able to interact with saints. Now comes a little thing of how to relate the characters in Ramayana. Mind, huh? Man. Man is Taraka, Tataka. And Kamzori. Kamzori is deficiency, or what is a drawback of that is Asha. You have lot of desires, Asha, Man. Then Buddhi. Buddhi is Ahalya. And Kamzori, the drawback is Galat Manyata, false notion. Chitta. Chitta is Parshuram. And Kamzori, the drawback is it pulls towards. We will see that when these characters come. And Ahankar is to the breaking of the Dhanush, which Ramji did. And the Kamzori and the drawback over there is to hold on to a thing. Kisi cheez ko pakad lena. So we will see about all these drawbacks and how they link. One is Asha, one is Galat Manyata, one is Khinchna, and then fourth is that kisi cheez ko pakad lena, and how we can conquer it. That man, buddhi, chitta, ahankar. So just put it in some point and then we'll come back to it. Beautiful thing. And I don't know how much time we have. At least we should on today's day. So I'll probably stop at this because so much is there. You wouldn't believe these many notebooks. 1, 2, 3, 4. So much is there. 4 full notebooks. We'll see how. But I'll have to stop over here so that at least we start and keep it. But amazing sentence. You can all write it down. कर्म करने के बाद कर्ता वहां ही विसर्जित होना चाहिए. So, कर्म करने के बाद, after doing the action, कर्ता, the doer of the action, वहां ही, there only, विसर्जित होना चाहिए, should dissolve over there. But what we carry is, I did that. That day I did. This presentation was mine. The project was mine. There is no Lord over there. So what we have to do, we have to do. And after doing that action, karta visarjit vahi hona chahiye. Like how we do the Anushthan of Ganapati and then we do Ganapati Visarjan in the water. We immerse it over there. That karta should get immersed over there and there in that action. Beautiful sentence. Karma karne ke baad, karta wahan hi visarjit hona chahiye. And we carry our kartahood. We don't know this. But when somebody, a saint, points, somebody who is jnani, somebody who's enlightened, when they speak the words, we get the gravity of what it is. And by listening is not enough. That listening should translate into our action. Then that listening will get fructified. Otherwise, we are wasting the saint's time, our time, and we are fooling ourselves. So with these few points, some 30, 35 points we have seen, I think we will pause to contemplate on it till we come on next Sunday. And next Sunday, again, before class, we'll see some points and then we'll do little class because there are so many things. And then whatever is marked and whatever is from the notebooks, the notes would come at those portions. I will talk about it. To come out of the camp was the most toughest time. The world seemed, oh, I'm not fitting in the world. So as the car came out of the campus, my niece and my sister, they were eager. My niece was eager to take. And I felt so mundane thereafter. 1 day passed, 2 days, everything was noise. So when we are under that influence, means when we get a satsang continuously, there is no chance the world would attract us. Because just by listening to These powerful statements, probably even while recollecting them now, I feel, oh wow, yeah. So something in us that makes a subtle change, that makes us different, that makes us a better sadhak. And then when you are getting into that mode to listen, it's amazing. So on this Guru Purnima, right, let us just thank this Guru Parampara. Because of that, the knowledge is still alive for us. Whether outside, some governments may be demolishing temples, somebody is establishing some vague fact, and if you don't accept that fact, you are getting killed. The world is getting little weird, but our world we can create. We will get to see what our thoughts are. So those Upanishadic prayers like Bhadram Karane Bhushrumiyama Deva. What I hear, let it be Bhadram, Bhadram Pashye. Let me see what is only Bhadra. Let my hands, body be sthira. Such prayers, then, because you don't want to hear the news, what's happening, then what is the truth, which is fake, which is lies, then there can't be two truths. So then which truth I'm focusing? Where is my vritti going? So now as a sadhaka on today's day, being at the feet of our gurus, Jagat Guru Shri Krishna, let us just invoke, let us get more and more satsang. And our word of satsang, our divinity, let us expand that awareness. Seeing this, we'll just do for namesake few lines of 17th Sarga. We'll start it on this auspicious day and then we continue next week. So anybody wants to volunteer? And we have not
Shaji,
said.
sorry to interrupt. You didn't do the opening.
Yes, I'm just saying that's what we have not done the opening, which we will do right now and then. Shri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyam Ramanama Varanane Apadam Apahartaram Dataram Sarvasampadam Lokabhiramam Shri Ramam Bhuyo Bhuyo Namamyaham Kujantam Rama Rameti Madhuram Madhuraksharam आरुह्य कविता शाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलं मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं वानरयूथमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शरणं प्रपद्ये चरितं रघुनाथस्य शतकोटिप्रविस्तरम् एकैकमक्षरं पुंसां महापातकनाशनम्. So I see Lalita ji's hand raised. Come, Lalita ji. We'll just do few verses and then. Oh, I see Lata ji's as well. Then Lata ji, you also join now only because we don't have much time. We'll do that much. Oh. अथ सप्तदश सर्गः पुत्रत्वं तु and also Sajid ji for us to read that. पुत्रत्वं तु गते विष्णौ. You can unmute your.
गते विष्णु पुत्रत्वं तु गते विष्णु
राज्ञस्तस्य महात्मनः
राज्ञस्तस्य महात्मनः
उवाच देवताः सर्वाः
उवाच देवताः सर्वाः
वयं भूर्भगवानिदम्.
Is it Swayambhu?
Yes, Swayambhur. Rekha is there.
Okay. स्वयंभूर्भगवानिदम् स्वयंभूर्भगवानिदम्.
Go for the full shlok.
Yeah. पुत्रत्वं तु गते विष्णौ राज्ञस्तस्य महात्मनः उवाच देवताः सर्वाः स्वयंभूर्भगवानिदम्. पुत्रत्वं तु गते विष्णौ राज्ञस्तस्य महात्मनः उवाच देवताः सर्वाः स्वयंभूर्भगवानिदम्.
Lord Vishnu, having all but assumed the role of sons to that high-souled monarch, King Dasharatha, the almighty Brahma, the self-born, commanded all the gods as follows.
Waited for me to chant and I realized it later.
पुत्रत्वं
तु गते विष्णौ राज्ञस्तस्य महात्मनः उवाच देवताः सर्वाः स्वयंभूर्भगवानिदम् सत्यसन्धस्य वीरस्य सर्वेषां नो हितैषिणः विष्णो सहायान् बलिनः सृजध्वं कामरूपिणः
सत्यसन्धस्य वीरस्य सर्वेषां नो हितैषिणः विष्णो सहायान् बलिनः सृजध्वं कामरूपिणः. सत्यसन्धस्य वीरस्य सर्वेषां नो हितैषिणः विष्णो सहायान् बलिनः सृजध्वं कामरूपिणः.
सत्यसन्धस्य वीरस्य सर्वेषां नो हितैषिणः विष्णो सहायान् बलिनः सृजध्वं कामरूपिणः.
Beget mighty part manifestations of yourselves, capable of assuming any form at will, and able to assist the valiant Lord Vishnu, who is true to his promise and wishes well of us all.
मायाविदश्च शूरांश्च
वायुवेगसमाञ्जवे
न यज्ञान् बुद्धिसम्पन्नान्
न यज्ञान् बुद्धिसम्पन्नान् विष्णुतुल्यपराक्रमान् असंहार्यानुपायज्ञान् दिव्यसंहननान्वितान्
सर्वास्त्रगुणसम्पन्नानमृतप्राशनानिव अमृतप्राश द्वित्व
सर्वास्त्रगुणसम्पन्नान् अमृतप्राशनानिव
अप्सरस्सु च मुख्यासु
अप्सरस्सु च मुख्यासु
गन्धर्वीणान्तनूषु च
गन्धर्वीणान्तनूषु च
गन्धर्वीणान्तनूषु च
यक्षपन्नगकन्यासु
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 ऋक्षविद्याधरीषु च
वृषविद्याधरीषु च
वृक्षविद्याधरीषु च
किन्नरीणां च गात्रेषु
किन्नरीणां च गात्रेषु
किन्नरीणां च गात्रेषु
वानरीणां तनूषु च
वानरीणान्तनूषु च
वानरीणां तनूषु च
सृजध्वं हरिरूपेण
सृजध्वं हरिरूपेण
सृजध्वं हरिरूपेण
पुत्रां स्तुल्यपराक्रमान्
पुत्रांस्तुल्यपराक्रमान्
पुत्रांस्तुल्यपराक्रमान्
मायावितश्च शूरांश्च वायुवेगसमाञ्जवे नयज्ञान् बुद्धिसम्पन्नान् विष्णुतुल्यपराक्रमान् असंहार्यानुपायज्ञान् दिव्यसंहननान्वितान् सर्वास्त्रगुणसम्पन्नान् सर्वास्त्रगुणां सम्पन्नान् अमृतप्राशनानिव अप्सरस्सु च मुख्यासु गन्धर्वीणान्तनूषु च यक्षपन्नगकन्यासु वृक्षविद्याधरीषु च किन्नरीणां च गात्रेषु वानरीणान्तनूषु च सृजध्वं हरिरूपेण पुत्रास्तुल्यपराक्रमान्
मायाविदश्च शूरांश्च वायुवेगसमाञ्जवे नयज्ञान् बुद्धिसम्पन्नान् विष्णुतुल्यपराक्रमान् असंहार्यानुपायज्ञान् दिव्यसंहननान्वितान् सर्वास्त्रगुणसम्पन्नान् अमृतपाप्राशनानिव अप्सरस्सु च मुख्यासु गन्धर्वीणां तनूषु च यक्षपन्नगकन्यासु वृक्षविद्याधरीषु च किन्नरीणां च गात्रेषु वानरीणां तनूषु च सृजध्वं हरिरूपेण पुत्रांस्तुल्यपराक्रमान्.
You can read first, Sajivji, then I'll chant and then I'll end the session.
Through the principal Apsaras, celestial nymphs, the wombs of Gandharva women, maidens of Yakshas, a class of demigods ruled over by Kubera, and Nagas, serpent demons credited with a human face and serpent-like lower body, she-bears, and Vidyadhara women, the wombs of female kinnaras, and she-monkeys, procreate sons in the form of monkeys, equal in strength to you, well-versed in conjuring tricks, gallant, swift as the wind in speed, expert in policy, gifted with intelligence, equal in prowess to Lord Vishnu, incapable of being killed by the enemy, conversant with various contrivances, endowed with an ethereal body, skilled in the use and withdrawal, etc., of missiles, and resembling the gods that feed on ambrosia.
See all the verses. Mayavidascha shuramscha vayuvegasamanjave nayajnan buddhi sampannan vishnutulya parakraman asauharyanupayajnan divya samharananvitan sarvastra guna sampannan amrita prashananiva अप्सरस्सु च मुख्यासु गन्धर्वीणान्तनूषु च यक्षपन्नगकन्यासु वृक्षविद्याधरेषु च किन्नरीणां च गात्रेषु वानरीणां तनूषु च सृजध्वौ हरिरूपेण पुत्रां स्तुल्यपराक्रमा. Sitaramchandra-arpanamastu. May this Guru Purnima give us the light of knowledge and show us the path to know our own true self. Having said this, we have our sessions till about August 3rd week. Again, August 10th, I'll travel for another camp, again by Swami Abhedanandaji only. And this time it is in Uttar Kashi, in Tapovan Kutir. It's in English, and the camp is Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. So those who want to join, want to know the details, please let me know. It's the second chapter that he's going to do of Brihadaranyaka, 1st to 15th September. And again in December 3rd to 12th in Ayodhya, there will be another Ramayana camp, but this time it's going to be beyond Ramcharitmanas. So may us get many more satsangs so that what is typed in the book and the meaning written in the book, we can see beyond that through saints, through sannyasis. And we need somebody to point that is that Guru who points us the path to know our own true self. All the thoughts that we read today, whatever he said in his words, they all were pointers to us how we would expand our awareness. That a mere teacher will not do. That who has seen that truth only can show. So Guru is different from a teacher. Teacher and Guru are not the same. We put all the teachers into the same tub of Guru. Guru is beyond parent also. Guru is not just beyond parent. Guru is even beyond God. And we saw one sentence today that it's God's prasannata's murtimanta form is Guru. So we should not use this lovely word to anyone loosely. Our parents and all our teachers, unless that parent is showing us our true self, then the parent can be good. There's invaluable lessons that come to us. It's from that Guru Parampara. They are not teaching us 1 + 1 is equal to 2. Hold hand like this while sneezing. If you cough, bring out whatever phlegm. They're not teaching that. That is that all worldly knowledge. Something in us should shift by just listening. And that from whom you are hearing, that makes that shift different. That person has to have that, who has seen that truth. It comes out of that experience. It doesn't come from what the book is teaching. So there's something called as limited knowledge, which comes from the book, which we do in our regular class. And something which is called as infinite, unlimited knowledge, which we get through saints and sannyasis. So may we have loads of satsangs of saints and sannyasis just to uplift ourselves, and may this life, this body that we have got, which we have used for all kinds of pleasures throughout our life till now onwards be for that upliftment, to fulfill that Purushartha, to experience. Before dropping our body, we should have an aim that I must experience that infinite bliss. It's not moksha, body drop means you got moksha, na? While living, to experience the infinite bliss. While living, to see that compassion flowing to everyone in equality. While living, seeing that oneness. That is our, so whatever remaining years of our life we have, may we have such lofty aim, not Oh, I want a car, I want my son's marriage, I want a job, and I want money, and I want. Don't reduce to small thing. After hearing Swamiji's words, it just felt that, hey, this is what we have been asking and what we should ask for, and how to change that vritti to bring that change in my parasthiti. So let us all vow into this moment that this thought, I mean, what is in the past, it's gone. What is in the future, I don't care. What is now, in this moment of fullness, I am full, I am complete, and there's nothing else. That vritti to develop. There was another satsang that I attended yesterday. And I had asked the question of how to hold that space. When in presence of Swamiji, we feel so uplifted. And then after a few days, we come back into our created world and we will, oh, all the problems are same only in front of Swamiji, the problems were not there. Now in sleep also our problems are not there. And amidst our problems also, when we enjoy certain things, that time the problems are not there. So it is when our attention to the problem is that the problem is big or small. On the moment, on that now, it is not there. So this person, who satsang I was, he's not a Swami or a sannyasi. And he's not even a Hindu if you have to divide into dharmas. So he said, ask yourself the question, what is that is taking you away from this? So if my bliss is more important to me, that infinite in this moment, to whom or to what experience I'm giving more importance than this, that I travel over there with the mind, with their action, with whatever. So again, it comes to us. So that answer was also brilliant. Question yourself, what is it that takes you to the world? So we live in the world, let the association to the world be through the God. My direct association is always going to be something problematic only. I like or I dislike, engage with that through God. So that was again a massive thing. So that satsang also happened just like that. So maybe crave for satsang. That means from all other sides we will get satsang. So with this, let's end our lovely session of lovely day. And come back next Sunday to hear more on Ramayana. Of course, our regular from Saptadasha. But what did Swamiji say also today? Anybody has to say anything, or shall I end? Because we have only 5 minutes for daily Gita. All settled now. I'll end the session. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Shri Sita Ramachandrarpanamastu. Hari Om, everyone. Thank you for joining.
Thank you. Thank you, Varsha.
Namaste ji.
Thank you, Varshaji.
Thank you.
Pranam, Pranam Varsha ji.
so much, Varshaji. Hari Om.
Thank you, Varshadi. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hari Om.